increasingly interconnected. The role of young leaders in shaping the future of nations is undeniable. Recognizing this potential, Singapore-Vietnam Young Leaders Network, or VSIN, emerged as a dynamic platform to connect and empower the next generation of leaders from both countries, synchronizing our shared aspiration for the future. Established with a vision of fostering collaboration and exchange, VSIN has rapidly grown into a vibrant community that offers a multitude of opportunities for young talents. From networking events and study trips to professional exchange programs, the organization is dedicated to equipping young leaders with the skills and knowledge needed to make a significant impact. By bridging the gap between Singapore and Vietnam, VSIN aims to create a synergy that benefits both nations. Through its initiatives, the network seeks to promote economic, social, and cultural exchange, while also nurturing a spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship among young leaders.
Welcome to Station Vietnam on VTC 10, and I'm your host Thu Giang. In today's talk show, we will discover how VSIN Network is fostering a new generation of young talents from Vietnam and Singapore who are driving positive change. Please welcome to the show Mr. Edward Lim, founder and president of VSIN Network. Xin chào Edward, and welcome to Station Vietnam Talk Show.
Cảm ơn Giang. And hello VTC.
Could you share about the inspiration behind the foundation of VSIN and also what motivated you to foster on the connection of the young talents in Vietnam and Singapore?
Thanks. So before I answer that question, so actually today is the National Day of Singapore. It's our birthday and I'm here in Vietnam. So I think that represents the spirit of the network, me being here but still wanting to connect both countries together, and it's the same thing for Vietnamese living in Singapore. When I was here 2 years ago, I wanted more Singaporeans to discover this place and for both countries to come closer together in terms of partnerships and collaboration. And I think the best way to chart the future ahead is to bring young people together with the same aspirations and coming together and doing good things. And with this idea, I've managed to find very good people to support me, and the team keeps you motivated, and of course the outcomes, the dream keeps you alive, right? Keeps you moving even though there are many difficulties at the start, and even now of course there are challenges, but we've grown quite significantly. So I think these are the things that we are really passionate about.
Yeah. So what are the main objectives of VSIN?
Yeah, so 3 things. The first objective is to promote mutual understanding of each other's government policies, because policies affect different, every person's lives in many different ways. It can be ordinary citizens, it can be businesses, and our policies are very different. So understanding that, I think, helps to bridge a lot of things. Second is to promote innovation and business opportunities. There's a lot. Vietnam is a big market, so I think there's a lot of opportunities that we can work together as well from both sides. And lastly is the people-to-people exchange.
Yes.
Understanding each other's culture, contributing back to our community, right? Let's say if I'm in Vietnam, I want to help the different communities here. How can I do it? And if you are Vietnamese living in Singapore, you want to help the local community, can we be the platform to help you do that? So I think these are, the 3 key objectives that we want to achieve.
VSIN Network, a rising force in cross-cultural collaboration, is redefining the landscape of professional networking. Founded just more than a year ago, this dynamic platform has already amassed an impressive following of over 150 high-caliber members, hailing from both Vietnam and Singapore. The network was a co-organizer and strategic partner of the inaugural Singapore-Vietnam Youth Leaders Exchange Program, led by the National Youth Council of Singapore and National Committee on Youth of Vietnam. A highlight of this program was a historic meeting with the prime ministers of both countries, a testament to the network's influence. But it's the fostering of a strong community that truly sets VSing apart. From vibrant networking events in Singapore, Hanoi, and Ho Chi Minh City, to intimate fireside chats with industrial titans, the network provides a platform for members to connect, learn, and grow. VSing is more than just a network, it's a movement that is bridging cultures, inspiring innovation, and shaping the future of Vietnam-Singapore relations. As the network continues to expand its reach, it's clear that VSing is poised to become a driving force in the region.
Talking a little bit about the first days, what do you think that is the most challenging things that you have to face in growing and establishing VSing, and also how have you overcome those difficulties?
I think the challenge really is about, when you grow from an idea, if you turn an idea to reality, between that space, right, you need a lot of people to believe in you. And that was challenging because you had nothing to show. So basically, I'm coming to people with an idea. I say, hey, I have this idea, do you want to support? Or do you want to join? I said, I'll be creating a community of excellent people. And then when they look at you and they look behind you, they don't see anyone. Right? So what am I joining this for, right? It's just you. So that earlier part will be the most challenging. But very fortunately, I had strong support from leaders who believe in the idea and who worked on this together with me. So through that, we were able to turn some of these ideas into reality. So that's the first one, convincing people. Second one is getting the right people on the team. People leadership, I think it's an art. It's very difficult, and people have different priorities, competing motivations. So getting the right mix of people in the team and where everyone can work together, that can be very challenging as well. And the best part is we are not paid. It's non-profit and it's voluntary. So getting the incentives together, I think that's a challenge. Yeah.
I see. So Edward, what is your vision for the future of VSing in the coming time? And are there any upcoming initiatives or programs that you are particularly excited about?
Yeah, so vision, right? We really look forward to the day where we are the premier platform for young leadership exchange between both countries. And we want to be top of mind when people think of Singapore and Vietnam.
Yes.
And I think if we reach to that point of significance, then we will have succeeded in some ways. Second is vision for sustainability, a long term. This has to run and go on forever. And I will not be here forever. So it has to pass on the baton. So we need to also groom the next generation of VSing leaders to see how we can train them and let them take over the organization, align the values and move forward, continue moving forward. Just in a few days' time, it will be the Singapore-Vietnam Young Leaders Exchange Program. So that is something that we should be very, very excited about. It's the flagship program between both countries. 15 bright, talented Vietnamese leaders from all over Vietnam, different provinces, will visit Singapore. And from Singapore, there will be 15 bright, talented young leaders as well. So they will come together for a program, spend half a week in Singapore, and they'll spend the other half in Hanoi and in some other provinces, which I will not spoil the the surprise of the participants. But it's a very good program, and they'll get to meet a lot of companies. They'll talk to government leaders as well, very, very senior government leaders. We are bringing them to talk to the youngest member of parliament in Singapore.
Are there any final thoughts that you would like to share to the audience about the importance of youth leadership?
Yeah, so absolutely. I think youth leadership is very, very critical and important. I had a chance to start early. When I was a university student, I was the Students' Union president of my university, and I learned so much through ups and downs. And if society or leaders can identify the right young people who have the potential, who have the heart to lead, I think these people should be supported, because they will continue to do lots of good things from a young age all the way till when they hit their 50s, 60s, right?
Yes.
So that's what I would say for youth leadership. So I hope that more people will continue to support people that are doing good work in this space. I'm starting to see that a lot nowadays, so it's a good momentum, but we have to find a way to accelerate it.
Yeah, so Edward, as far as we know that you could speak Vietnamese, right?
Oh, okay.
So could you share a few words? Yeah, could you share a few words in Vietnamese about VSync Network and also your interest in Hanoi?
Okay, tôi là Edward, người Singapore, thích lịch sử và văn hóa, vì vậy thích sống ở Hà Nội. Bây giờ tôi là người sáng lập VSync. Ở VSync chúng tôi muốn lãnh đạo trẻ từ hai nước kết bạn và hợp tác.
That's good. Really nice, much impressive. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so once again, thank you so much, Edward, for your wonderful insights today and for coming to VTC. And we may VSync Network continue to inspire and empower the young talents to create a better world.
Cảm ơn Giang. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's the end of Station Vietnam today. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.
I've been living in Vietnam for about 2 months, but before that I've been traveling to Vietnam multiple times, and I think in 1 year alone it was about 5 to 6 times, mostly to Hanoi though. Full-time working here in VinBrain as a head of strategic partnerships, so bringing Vietnamese tech to the world. Vietnam, I would say the resilience. I really agree with the concept of bamboo, which is very closely tied to the Vietnamese culture. Because the bamboo is resilient, right? Its roots are deep, but it can sway with the wind and different weather. And I think that was what happened to Vietnam over thousands of years. Been very resilient and been very creative as well. So that's something that really excites me, that draws me to this country where I want to, make more friends, contribute a lot more to this place, and let Singaporeans know about this beautiful country.